Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Panzer Corps 2. I'm back. And I'm just taking a look here. Heroic Showdown. Five, yeah. Okay, so basically I just have the standard stuff again as before, and whatever, let's just play on Field Marshal here and see if that proves to be a bit more challenging. I don't like playing with stronger enemy units, but I guess we'll be fine. It's this one. It's a long time ago. We're going to launch the alternate history. And see where that takes us. Well, as we already know, 1946 will be the battle for the US, so we already know we're gonna win, but never mind that. Slow modernization allows me to go for deadly grasp. And or trophies of war, I guess. Deadly grasp is not super necessary because I'm just killing them. That's a bit over the top. I can go for retrograde again. I only have one anti-air unit, so technically speaking that's also not super useful. In fact, I really don't care about most of those, so let's just start. Yeah, Towards of our killer team and slow modernization. Oberst Stefan Wagner reporting for duty, and Oberstleutnant Erwin Rommel at your service, or Oberstleutnant Fuchs. Just want a quick update before we begin today. The dreadful winter weather has mostly frozen the front lines in place since our victory at the Battle of Ploesti. While our victory has ended the immediate threat to our Romanian and Hungarian allies, the huge salient the Soviets carved out of eastern Poland last year still remains. Like Kursk before, I fear it is a problem we must inevitably deal with, or risk the Soviets using it as a springboard for new offensives this year. I agree, but for now we have a different assignment. German Life things. We have received orders to perform a deep recon behind enemy lines at the behest of Reich Minister Speer himself. Intriguing, a mission motivated by a request from the Ministry of Industry and Production. Well, if it involves performing a reconnaissance in force, then I wholeheartedly approve. Unfortunately, no. If we try to make this an opportunity to seize territory back from the Soviets, we risk showing our hand. Now, what cards are we holding exactly? As we've been slowly tightening our grip over the Caucasus since 1943, it quickly became obvious the enormous distance from Berlin to Baku was a serious logistical problem. While we have been able to rely on existing Soviet pipelines between Rostov and Baku to keep the oil flowing, the transport of equipment, munitions, and troops is another story. Before the Soviets launched the summer offensive of 1944, plans were in motion to build a special railroad system, the Breitspurbahn. What's so special about new rail lines? I'm afraid I'm no rail engineer, but the simple explanation seems to be that this train would run on tracks that are twice as wide from the standard European gauge. These new rail lines are incompatible with existing trains and tracks. They are meant to be a completely separate system. I see. Much larger trains for much larger cargoes. It would certainly make transporting some of our heaviest panzers a much simpler task. That was the plan, but the Soviet Operation Kutuzov interrupted construction. The main route through Reichskommissariat Ukraine is now blocked by the Soviet salient. Reichsminister Speer informs us that he ordered the construction sites to only be abandoned, not destroyed, and now he wants to investigate their status. Secure any 9 victory hexes. Control all 4 district centers before securing the 9th victory hex. Our efforts are to be focused on this forested region south of the Pripyat marshes. To reach this deep behind enemy lines, our force is limited to a handful of units, and even if we want to bring air support, the snowy weather would render them inoperable anyways. There are many sites in the force to investigate, and we will need to inspect several of these locations to piece together a picture of the overall status of the abandoned Breitspurbahn construction depots. Herr General, I recommend caution around these district centers. If there is anywhere that is likely to be housing significant Soviet troop formations during the winter, it will be in these larger towns. We could navigate around them, or if you think we have enough strength in our small strike team, try to take them by force. The choice is yours. To victory for Germany. We got a 0 slots. I guess that's worth it at least. But I'm afraid this is the wrong team. So I'll be right back. Alright, back here, and we probably get worse ones this time, but whatever. Consolidator is reasonable, but certainly these are worse than before. But I think these are my units because I think that on my alternate history campaign I had both Azul infantries left, I think, so... There's that. Now I have too many units here. Let's start getting rid of this. And I guess the weather will just generally be bad. Now they were moved over on here. Which is rather sad. Let's just go for ignore entrenchment then. They can still kill 1 unit a turn. Which is fine. Which of these is a bit worse? What I can do here is I can get a 27 slots for Panzer 7 Löwe. I don't think it's in capture, but it doesn't look to be in prototype either. Either way, let's upgrade that to 20. I think as anti-tank like that, they might be useful. Now, I wouldn't mind getting the sewer slots away now. Because wait a minute. There we go, that was weird. Now, why would I choose to have a 152? Because it's inferior in every possible way. But I don't have 15, so I can't do that. Okay, let's just deploy these guys. Now, I guess there we go. Why am I using these Fallschirmjäger? Getting the flame tank like that is relatively easy. They might actually have something there, but I'd be quite surprised if they did. Just get a flanking position. They have Jagd tigers. Okay. Well, not the best, but it's also not the worst, I guess. This thing will probably not even do a whole lot. Indeed. Now we know that now the anti-tank is gone. This is rather risky, but I don't know how much they have there. We'll see. Why not, after all? Now, okay, grounded planes, huh? Yeah, I most certainly don't want to go too crazy too quickly. Huh. I'll just kill them. Okay, that's pretty funny. Guess I'll move back a bit. Oh, it's completely empty even. Sure, let's get some IS-1s. Capture Kovel. Mine General, forces have secured an airfield and seized a handful of intact Soviet fighters that appear to have been grounded due to the poor weather. These commandeered fighters are now available to us as captured equipment. Okay, well, I'll take 2 Brest-Litovsk and then move further down again. As I thought, the Soviets were gonna have a bad day over there. Okay. I mean, I don't mind it if those hexes are clear, but... There we go. Mine General, forces have secured an airfield and seized a handful of intact Soviet fighters that appear to have been grounded due to the poor weather. It's the same ones, I guess. Oh. Okay, yeah. Some of these do go rather quickly like that. Do you have anti-tank artillery support? Fine. Let's go in here. Pretty funny that this also has artillery support. It's fine. That's number 2 of the district centers. Also empty. Kinda need to just get rid of those. To force a surrender on that. Wow. Did not die, eh? Okay. Take the city. Kill them, kill them. Take that, fix you up. I have plenty of time, so I might just as well give my guys elites. And see where I can support. Okay. Let's get some SU-100s. And then attack the T-34-85. Didn't die. Oh well. Guess they were easy pickings. I guess this is probably the last objective that I'll take. Oh. Oi. That is unfortunate. I really would not have thought that they already had that there. Did decent damage, but I'm fearing for their lives now. Quite so, actually. At least I just repaired them, that's lucky. Seems like I had a pretty good streak there. And they cannot see that, so about those, I'm not too worried. Funny to have that elephant there. I'll take this out. I think it's for the best anyway. AI so far has been putting up token resistance, but in general, our forces have come across a hidden Soviet tank depot. It appears to be stocked with mining and demining equipment in particular. We will commandeer the mine clearing tanks for ourselves as captured equipment. I suspect they will be useful when we once again go on the offensive. Not even sure. No clue why all those engineers are huddling around that area. It seems rather odd, but to me. Kill those. Which allows me to move the Panther around. Kill the artillery. I actually don't even need to take all of them. Whoa, I have to be super careful. To not take any more. Keep going. Ah, shit. Okay. There we go. And I also still have plenty of turns to get those last few areas. Collect some IS-2s. Right. I don't need to take it, but I would like to get Pinsk. I wonder why they are so heavily invested in that area. Capture those. Let's get you out. Move you back so they can repair. And I'll fan out a little bit. Let's go there. Make sure I'm safe as I'm going for Kostopol. Okay, that's empty. Dang. It's a good thing I'm protecting myself. It's nice that they can get good overruns here. Huh? But I attacked this. What? That's some freaking ass bullshit. I attacked them. Ah, for fuck's sake. Oh, they have provocator. I see. We have another airfield with intact Soviet fighters. Not gonna lie, that this makes it pretty tricky. But I just have to go around them. do things that way. Let's go around and kill them. I hope they didn't fight back. I think they just did. It's fine though. It doesn't actually show you the real outcomes, interestingly. Air General, our troops have secured the last of the district centers in the region. It appears the Soviets were storing a handful of heavy tanks in these locations. We've commandeered them for our own use. In addition to have captured heavy tanks, we have been rewarded with another batch of prototype Panzer 7 Lions tanks for our efforts. All of these new heavy tanks can be accessed as captured and prototype units. Okay. Mine General, our forces have come across a hidden Soviet tank depot. Mining equipment. Oh, there's... Still these guys. Let's take Pinsk. It's a shame that Pinsk itself does not give me anything. That's all the additional Soviet areas except this airfield. There we go. It's 9. My General, we have the Information Reich Minister Speer requested of us. We should quietly depart these woods now before we tip the Soviets off on why we were lurking around. At least we know the Breitspurbahn infrastructure is mostly untouched, but the much harder task to remove the Red Army from their salient still lies before us. In this alternate history, Germany's victories both allowed and required for new mega projects to be constructed across the huge swaths of territory under German control, while vital transport infrastructure could be repaired and repurposed in many conquered locations. The vast expanse of Russia were comparatively underdeveloped. To better facilitate the transport of troops and supplies to the most distant German conquests, especially in the Caucasus and Persia, one of these mega projects was to construct an entirely new rail system, the Breitspurbahn. With its extra wide gauge, the Breitspurbahn would have been completely incompatible with all contemporary rail lines, both European and Russian, but the idea behind it wasn't to replace all of the rail networks across Europe. Rather, to have a dedicated rail line with relatively few stops that instead focused on extreme distance between stops as well as carrying much larger loads between these stops. So ultimately it would have been a special supplemental system to the existing European rail network as opposed to being a full replacement for it. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye.